Maneno hapa, there's the what we call the latest 5-year club rankings from the Confederation of African Football.
You have good news for us as a country.
There's good news for Africa, generally, because we are ranking our team, so so that we know where we are. So the latest 5-year club rank, I never knew there is a 5-year club ranking. Yes, and I've just known about it, and I was checking it out and seeing what it's all about. I'm learning a lot. So the latest 5-year club rankings from Confederation of African Football confirm North Africa's continued dominance in African club football. Egypt leads with 185 points, reflecting sustained success in continental competitions.
Yes.
Morocco follows with 162 points, driven by strong performances in the CAF competition. But you see, when I was up having mambo ya nations and I was talking about clubs, so why is the story mixing? Because it is the latest 5-year club rankings.
5-year club ranking. So he's talking about maybe the clubs in that country.
But you shouldn't,
among some Egyptian clubs.
You get my point, because this is clubs, not country. So you can't say Egypt. You say the club.
Wanaangalia sasa zote, like Egyptian clubs with how many
points. Okay. So 162 for Morocco, driven by strong performances in CAF Champions League and Algeria sits third with 130 points, maintaining elite status. South Africa is fourth with 115 points.
So 4 from the north and
1 from the south.
3 from the north, alafu 1 from the
3 from the north, 1 from the south.
Yes.
The big story is Tanzania, which climbed into 5th place. So Tanzania climbed into 5th place. With 83 points, a major breakthrough for East African football, reflecting improved club performances and growing investment. Overall takeaway, while North Africa still sets the standards in African football, Tanzania's rise signals a shifting competitive balance on the continent.
Yes.
Okay, so CAF's top 10 league rankings, 5-year coefficient.
Yes.
Egypt is number 1. This is the top 10.
Top 10 countries with in regards to their leagues and clubs.
In regards to their clubs. Okay. Egypt number 1, Morocco number 2, Algeria number 3, that is North Africa. Then South Africa as a country, not a direction, is number 4. Tanzania is number 5. It's true.
Yeah. The country now. It's not South. No, okay.
I wish it was called.
Squeeze country in Southern. When you want to say direction, tunasemanga Southern.
Southern Africa. Your direction.
The direction.
South
when it comes
country.
to us, now South is the country. Yeah. Some geography hapo.
Okay. But West Africa is a region.
Yes.
Not Western Africa.
Okay. It's West.
Okay. So Tanzania is 5th. Tunisia is 6th. DR Congo is 7th. Angola is 8th. Sudan is 9th. And Zambia is 10th.
Yes.
Okay.
And can you just tell us the top 20 clubs in regards to CAF?
Latest in 2025. I would like to look at this 2025 list as opposed to the 2020 list, because this is a list that comes out after every 5 years. Apparently. Unaelewa? This is a 5-year ranking. Hao wenyewe ndo wanakuambia. So we have to look at it from their point of view, not ours. This is not a yearly ranking.
It's a 5-year ranking.
Yes, that is what CAF is telling us. So we have to follow what they're telling us. Then we'll understand what they're saying. Okay? So that is why from those rankings, nakwambia club number 1 is Al Ahly with 78 points. Mamelodi Sundowns is number 2 with 62. Esperance Sportive de Tunis is number 3, 57. RS Berkane is 4th with 52. Then Simba from Tanzania is 5th with 48. Pyramids, the champions of Africa, are 6th with 47. A very new club. Zamalek is 7th with 42. Wydad Casablanca is the 8th with 39, and the USM Alger is 9th with 37. Closing top 10 is CR Belouizdad with 36.
Now, ukiangalia the 2021 list, the clubs that are not there anymore, kuna, I think TP Mazembe are not among the top 10 anymore. Sindio?
Nikiangalia, you want it from 5 years ago?
Yeah, this is 5 years ago.
Let me tell you. So Wydad Casablanca was top.
See Al Ahly?
5 years ago.
Okay. Because the list that I have is the...
Did you check based on the CAF 5-year ranking used to seed in the 2021 season?
Give me your list.
2020, 2021.
Yes.
That is 5 years ago. So number 1 was Wydad Casablanca with 65 points. Is that what you got there?
No, but proceed.
Okay, what do you have? Let's see.
I've got Al Ahly as the first club.
2020, 2021 seedings.
Yes.
Number 2 is Esperance de Tunis.
Yes.
Esperance de Tunis with 63 points. Yeah?
Yes.
Hapo kwako. Lakini number 1 ni Al Ahly.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Al Ahly.
Yes.
Okay, now you're confusing me.
I think nilikuwa naangalia 2019 2020.
I wanted to look at 2020 2021 because that is 5 years ago.
Yes.
So we are together?
Yes.
Okay. Wydad Casablanca. Number 1 Esperance de Tunis. Number 2 Al Ahly. Number 3 TP Mazembe. Number 4 Zamalek. Number 5 Mamelodi Sundowns. Number 6 Esperance Etoile du Sahel. Number 7 Raja Casablanca. Number 8 Horoya of Guinea. Number 9 and RS Berkane. Number 10 from Morocco. What I wanted you to see from 5 years ago and now is that 5 years ago we only had one West African country.
That is
West African team.
Horoya
from
SC
Guinea.
Of Guinea.
Okay. No East African the teams. One West African and North Africa dominated.
And one Central Africa team.
Central Africa, TP Mazembe. Yeah. Which now 5 years later, from what we can see now, the latest rankings, Al Ahly is number 1 with 78 points.
Yes.
That one we agree. Esperance Sportive de Tunis is number 2. Number 3, sorry.
Yes.
Number 2 is Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa with 62 points. Berkane is number 4 with 52 points. Simba SC comes in at number 5 with 48 points. Pyramids number 6 with 47. Zamalek number 7 with 42. Wydad Casablanca number 8 with 39. USM Algiers number 9 with 37. And CR Belouizdad.
And now the ranking, the CAF 5-year ranking system criteria determines the number of entries or slots that a country receives in the following season's competitions. So kuna performance tracking, there is weighted coefficients where the recent seasons have higher multipliers, for example in 2024 and 2025 which had times 5. Alafu kuna top 12 benefit where the top 12 ranked nations received 4 slots, 2 in the CAF Champions League and 2 in the CAF Confederations Cup.
The top 12?
Yes. While others get 2 slots.
1 in the Champions League and 1 in the CAF.
1 in the CAF. So hiyo ni kama clubs kama Tanzania.
So Tanzanians will get 2 Champions League and 2 CAF Confederations because they are among the top 12.
Na sisi kama Kenya we get 1 each. So the points determine the seeding of clubs during the tournament draws. So for example, the Champions League winner gets 6 points, finalist anapata 5, semi-finalist 4 points, quarter-finalist 3 points, third in group 2 points, and fourth in group a
1 point.
When it comes to the Confederations Cup ya CAF, the winner anapatanga 5 points, finalist gets 4 points, semi-finalist 3, quarter-finalist 2, third in group 1 and fourth in group 0.5. So 0.5 case an example Nairobi United sasa hapo walipata 0.5. So kuna pia bonus points where a point is awarded to each win in the group stage or a knockout round.
Every time we win, you get a point.
You get a point
in the rankings.
And 0.5 points for each draw.
Okay.
So for example, Nairobi United got 0 because we lost all games.
All games, yeah. Okay.
So for the scope, the preliminary round appearances generally do not contribute to the rankings, which focus on group stages and beyond.
Yeah, so that's that. That's the ranking, and it happens after every 5 years. The worrying thing that I have seen is that West Africa is bleeding. Yeah.
When it comes to football,
to club football.
To club football.
Yes.
By the way,
it has not been that way. When I was a young guy, this is not how West Africa was. West Africa had teams that represented the region very well in African club competitions. We had so many teams from West Africa.
Kina Asante Kotoko, Squeezy to
Abidjan, the Kina Abiola Babes. There were teams from those that region that would conquer Africa. You know.
But do you know what the problem is?
Yes.
Even you can even see it during in their national teams. These guys these days are exporting players.
Yes.
Importing, sorry. They're importing players. So they're just taking players who are born on your
it's not called importing. The thing is, what you said initially is the right thing. They're exporting players.
They're exporting and importing
so much. So that the people who are remaining home playing in the leagues are not not equally as good as the ones who are living, because they're living home very young. Young West Africans are going to Europe to play football
at a very young age.
So the talent that is the pure talent is being plucked at a very young age. So these clubs in West Africa are suffering.
For example, ukiangalia timu kaya Senegal, do we call them the champions of Africa?
Yes.
The co-champions of Africa.
Tuliamua hapa kwa Express, wao ni champions na Morocco ni champions. Kuna the people's champion na the official champion.
Ukiangalia the 23 to 26 man squad, they had no players from their local league.
Yes, because those players by the time they reach 16, 17, they are off to Europe. The few that are born here, they cannot sustain 2-3 seasons in the African league.
Because these clubs from Europe, France, Germany and every other
looking for that talent.
They already have scouts
in that region,
in those countries and in those regions. So player kifika 12, 13, 14, 16
ashachukuliwa
ameplug you out to Europe.
So the ones who remain there are not the same quality. So they won't compete with the same
in this region.
Yeah, in this region.
The continent,
the West African region is suffering right now. They cannot compete with the rest of Africa when it comes to club football, local continental club football. Hawaezi.
And they're not doing like the North.
Or they're not maintaining their talents in-house.
How many players from the North wanaendanga Europe?
Very few.
When wamezaliwa huko.
Yes, wamezaliwa very few leave the continent to go and play outside. Very few. Percentage-wise, maybe 10-20%.
I remember during the mid-2000s.
Na South Africa pia.
The same thing.
They don't leave Africa.
During the mid-2000s, Egypt dominated the continent.
Yes.
When it came to the
Africa Cup of Nations.
Alafu during that time, the only player mwenye nilikuwa naona alikuwa anacheza Europe was Mido.
Peke yake.
All the other players, Al Ahly, Zamalek, Pyramids, all the other clubs.
Yes. And they're dominating Africa.
And
the funny thing, they never used to qualify for
the World Cup.
Yes.
By the way. They never used to qualify.
Yeah, because now when it comes to World Cup qualification, the rest of Africa wanaleta maplayers wao kutoka wapi?
Kutoka majuu.
Europe. So wanakuja na tandika hizi matimu waendi World Cup. Egypt waendi World Cup. Because they don't have the quality to survive. Their players are not exposed. They play football in Africa.
Yes.
So when the West Africans come and the South Africans who play in Europe and they play the qualifiers, they will beat those local Egyptians to qualify for the World Cup.
For the World Cup.
Unaelewa? So Egypt had to think. So kuna ile pia wachezaji wao saizi kidogo wanaenda kucheza hivi.
But a good majority and a good chunk bado wanacheza in the local.
Yes, and that is why nimekuambia you can see it being replicated in the rankings. Unaona kwamba in Africa the North African clubs are dominating the club continental football scene.
Because their players are homegrown wanacheza
hapa because the economic situation in the countries is good.
To sustain their players playing
professionally in the continent. Unaona?
Same case with the South African league.
Yes.
Most of the players play from the national team and it's in fact you get some players ambao wachezei Africa wanakonga overlooked.
Yes.
Because they're not playing in the continent.
Yeah,
so
these
guys really love their league.
Yes.
Serious. You play in Portugal. What team?
You don't play for Orlando Pirates.
You
don't play for Kaizer Chiefs.
If you're not playing in their own league and if you're not playing for the North African teams,
then you're not playing.
It's highly likely that you'll be overlooked for the national team call-up.
Yes, true.
And that is where we are.
Yeah, so West Africa is bleeding. That's now you understand my statement.
Yes.
Hata sasa ukiangalia rankings za saizi za 2024-2025, there's no West African team, man.
It's crazy.
It's a very bad show, because it shows that there is a drain in talent from Africa. So West Africa needs to rectify.
And they're doing the most. All they want to is to export.
They're out to exporting, exporting, not developing and developing, and the infrastructure and talent kipatikana tupeleke Europe.
Nigeria, they have one of the best teams in the African continent, international. But ukiangalia their clubs, how many Nigerian clubs do you know of? Or how many do you see in the CAF Champions League or the Confederations Cup? Unazijua?
Sinakwambia Abiola Babes ni zamani. Sasa nikifikiria klabu ya Nigeria, hata sioni.
Hawakuangi?
Ati klabu inatisha Africa.
Nigeria. Hakuna.
Which Nigerian team is an African powerhouse right now? Hakuna.
When was the last time the Nigerian team won the CAF Champions League?
Which Ivorian team is a big name in Africa? Asek Abidjan, Asek Mimosa, they are like more likely dead.
The Ghanaian teams unasikia tu kidogo
Asante Kotoko, unajua si kama zamani pia. So the region is dead when it comes to
local
football. Because they export too much talent to the European
leaving
none for the
and
local,
all their players are striving to
go to those European leagues.
Because that is where you'll make it. That is, if you go to play in Europe, you'll make it in the national team and you'll also make it economically.
Yes.
Ukibaki hapa mta, hakuna mahali unaenda. Now, Okusimba, the big story is Tanzania, which climbs to 5th place with 83 points. a major breakthrough for East African football. Should we be happy for our neighbors?
Yes, we should be happy for them, and we should be happy for them and emulate them. What is making them attract West African players? Why?
By the way,
mbona West Africans wanacheza in East Africa? Haven't you asked yourself that? They are not living the continent, but they can play in the continent, but not in their own region.
Stefan Aziz Ki alikuwa anacheza Tanzania.
Yes.
And he now plays in the North Africa.
Yes. But he has played in this region, and so have many others. Kina Fiston Mayele, kina big names have played in the South African, African, what is it called, Tanzanian League with Simba and the Yanga and Singida Black Stars and not, big names from the region. So it shows you that economic sustenance, economic stability can bring a lot of change in African football.
And there are a lot of things that are making this league actually better than ours. Financial and commercial strength. The Ligi Kuu Bara operates in a much stronger financial ecosystem, and it benefits from a massive 10-year broadcasting deal with the same broadcaster that we have in our own league, worth approximately 13.5 billion Kenya shillings.
How can they make such a deal? And the Kenya
league millions. Higher. There's also continental performance and rankings, and the league is ranked 6th as vile tumeona.
Yes.
This high ranking grants Tanzania 4 slots in CAF inter-club competition.
Guarantees them 4 slots.
Yes. Kuna kitu ingine, professionalism and player welfare. They invest heavily in camp life.
Yes.
Where players' housing,
food
and transport are fully catered for. There was a guy recently on social media. Alisema aliona player wa FC Leopards anaenda training, anapanda bike anaenda zido.
Si ni ukweli mambo on the ground. That is how it is. Player welfare is very low in Kenyan football especially. Player welfare ndio kusema nini?
Kenya clubs
very unique.
Sisi tutakulipa tu. But these other clubs Tanzania, kuna housing unapewa, kuna food pia, transport, they are fully catered for, and in addition medical to that, better salaries and medical. Kenya club kika medical for more than a month. There's also fun engagement because in the Karioko Derby, wanatizanga the 60,000 stadium. And the league has successfully marketed football as a major entertainment industry, while ours, KPL, has struggled with the dwindling attendances and security concerns during major fixtures. So, shaisikia security concerns during Ligi Kuu Bara?
I don't remember the last time I had fracas in the Ligi Kuu Bara derby. Yanga na Simba alafu kutoka fujo, yani ball hata ikuendelea. I don't remember.
Ikuendelea juu fujo.
Lakini huku kwetu common.
Ati mafanzo wamesimamisha game mpaka coaches afanye sub fulani.
Yes. Huku Kenya ni hiyo ni mambo every day.
Alafu there's also administrative stability, while ours has been plagued by leadership wrangles. Tunaona CEO juzi alikuwa na goons walikuja kwa ofisi yake wakamkazia singie. We don't see that kind of thing in Tanzania, man. So it's just a whole lot of different things that they do better than us. Na sisi we need to borrow a leaf and do what the Tanzanians are doing in order to improve our league.